the one of main assets of Codefresh as container CI/CD platform is, of course, the pipeline. Our pipeline is very unique and provides a really easy and scalable way to build and deploy containers. So, but one of very important optimizations that we recently added is ability to cache the images as part of our pipeline. So it's not only adds it's amazing accelerator for pipeline. It makes everything much more like local machine. So basically, when you build images in Codefresh pipeline, you're getting the experience of really local Docker. So, but before I will drill down into the details, I just want to briefly make an overview about Codefresh pipeline, how it's really built, and what is unique about it. So, first of all, every step in our pipeline, whether you build your code, build Docker image, run tests, deploy, or run integration tests, everything run inside containers. So you get a huge flexibility to decide what will be the best runtime to execute your code. In addition, for every pipeline, we attach Docker daemon, so you can build very easily your images and do it in huge scale. So two important attributes of Codefresh pipeline. It runs inside containers, so you can build almost every useful container-based pipeline. Second, it's you have Docker daemon assigned to attached to pipeline, so it's highly scalable. You don't need to maintain infrastructure. We are doing it for you. It's scalable, secure, isolated, and we invest many big effort to make it highly scalable. We are running thousands of pipelines in our platform.
And Oleg, I would add, I think most people know this by now because we talk about it a lot, but all of this is actually running on top of Kubernetes. Codefresh is all built directly on top of Kubernetes, and it's one of the reasons that we can scale in this way.
Exactly, good point. The pipeline, after all, is translated or converted to Kubernetes assets. So basically, we are scalable as Kubernetes is. Thank you. In addition, for every pipeline, we add virtual file system. Okay, it's not it's file systems that are not located on the host, and it provides from one side to share the information both between steps and even keep assets between pipelines execution. And once again, nothing hosted on top of virtual machines. So it's very, the pipeline itself is very mobile. You can run it almost on every host. You can scale it as much as you need. However, one thing was missing in our implementation. We couldn't easily provide facilitation of Docker cache based on the images that already have been built in previous executions. Okay, like you have the experience you have on your local machine. For example, you run several Docker builds, and the Docker, by definition, using your local cache. And now we we created such mechanism. So basically, when you will run build Docker build steps in Codefresh pipeline, you will be immediately got an advantage on top of local cache, and we are managing all this. And once again, it's very important to emphasize that nothing located in the host, everything is isolated, highly scalable, so you still see our pipeline as fully containerized asset, but from the other side, you got the great experience of building the image.
Yeah, and I mean, previous to this release, we had a number of different optimizations built in to speed up how quickly we could build Docker images. But I noticed that since this volume has been added, there's been a marked improvement in just how fast it is, especially as I've I've been doing a lot of matrix pipelines and those kinds of things. And I ran a test this morning looking at if we disabled the caching mechanisms, the optimization mechanisms, and then we turned it back on, how fast it would be. And I found that it was about 78% faster. So I went from a 2.5 minute build to about a 35-second build. So of course your mileage may vary for depending on what your situation is, but it's pretty safe to say, well, what we're seeing is a market improvement, and I've definitely noticed it in my day-to-day use.
Yeah, the results are indeed dramatic. Just take a look on the build that I can easily run in my repository. Just examples that I will use for every demo during this webinar. And you can see, for example, that once pipeline is running, we will assign immediately Docker daemon dynamically for this pipeline, as I mentioned. But then you can see how fast the images are executed. And every step, pay attention, every step runs inside the image. And those images are cached for this specific pipeline. So 17 seconds, you execute the full pipeline of build, test, and deploy.
Can I take